Yeah. And I think it relates to the question that you asked previously about, building your career over time, because it's the same with your personal brand. The reason that you can have those relationships that last is because you have a personal brand and you've built trust with someone over a long period of time. And I think the same thing that Catherine mentions here is true on both personal brands and any brand relationship. I think it really is, I see AI as both an opportunity and a risk for brands. If you leverage these tools and you really lean into training them on your brand voice, and you can scale your brand voice through these types of technologies. And, I'm a huge fan of technology. I've used, my machine translation background for many years. I know the pros, the cons. Back when Google Translate first came out, people were making fun of how bad the translations were. But now people use it all the time to engage with a website or, and it helps so many people. These types of technologies can be so helpful to society when they're used properly. I think the danger is when people just lean into them too quickly without thinking. And that's part of this experimentation curve that we're on now with AI. But what they do have to remember is it's all about, at the end of the day, establishing that trust, but not breaking that trust, because you invest so much time in building it. And one bad moment can break that trust. Just as Catherine mentioned, so many brands have just fallen down and broken that trust with consumers by pivoting too quickly, reacting to a new government mandate, or, doing something that is just off brand for them and shows that actually they don't really stand for those values after all. So that's the real risk, I think, with both personal brand and how we show up every day, and a consumer brand that shows up every day for consumers.